Today, we're talking about two titles that are going to be releasing very soon for the Nintendo Switch, and these are titles that are going to make GameCube fans very nostalgic, because one of them is a remake of a GameCube title, or remaster I should say, and the other one is a sequel to a title that is synonymous with the GameCube. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's jump right in.
Hello everybody, I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Beth, the one and only.
Now the first one we're talking about is Paper Mario: The ThousandYear Door. Now anyone who's been following Nintendo and Mario around for a while knows that the Paper Mario series has been going for quite a while. It has a number of entries, but this is an entry that a lot of people are very passionate about. It's one that I actually haven't played yet, so I'm very excited to get into it. And just the whole concept of Mario, but everything being made out of paper. It sounds so weird at first, but the kind of creative things they do with it, it's really intriguing to me.
The game is very stylized. At first, you're like, the whole paper aesthetic might be a turnoff to some people, but it's actually a really fun concept. You don't think, like, if someone was talking about it, you wouldn't think it would work. But when you see it in action, it actually does. And what's even more interesting to me is that it even plugs into gameplay. What I mean is the aesthetic, how the game looks, its environments, it all plugs into the mechanics. And it's just a really interesting concept to me. It makes me want to jump in further.
Yeah, this game's full of interesting concepts, like how we see Mario turn himself into a paper airplane or roll himself up like a paper stamp. It's just really interesting how many gameplay mechanics you can get out of everything being made out of paper. It's just a fun title all around. I think we're all going to have a lot of fun with it. We also know that there's going to be companions in the game, such as Goombella, who is an archaeologist and provides insight into certain things throughout the game. There's Koops, who is shy but determined apparently, and also looks like a pretty awesome partner to have gameplay-wise.
And let's not forget, although who certainly could forget, Madame Flurry, a retired actress that has the ability to blow things around. Basically, she has wind power, and you use that power to get through various puzzles in the game. Other companions include Yoshi and Admiral Bobbery.
Another cool addition is that you can swap between your companions on the fly, apparently.
Which is good, because these puzzles may require different powers from each member.
Also, there was a trailer that talked about some of the enemies you'll be facing in the game, and one of them is a ginormous dragon. And even though this is a papercraft game and you can't really look too scary, this dragon still manages to look super epic. I love it.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but are you getting Mario RPG vibes?
Oh yeah, definitely. Much like Super Mario RPG, this game has turn-based battles, and some of the turn-based abilities you'll be using will require you to use action commands. There was some of that in Super Mario RPG, where, like, with Mario's jump ability, you had to press A at just the right time to keep him jumping up and down. I don't know if it'll be at the same level in this game as it was in Super Mario RPG, if it'll be more, if it'll be less, but I'm excited to find out.
From what we've seen here today, the similarities are uncanny.
The turn-based battles in this game take place on a theater stage, and what's really cool is that the stage is affected by how well you do in the battle. So the better you do in the battle, the more people will appear in the audience, and the more you impress said audience, the more star power you get. And when you get star power in the game, you can use it to unleash special attacks that are ultra powerful. It's certainly different from a lot of turn-based games in that regard, but it's really cool. I like how you're fighting a battle, but, you know, kind of in the grand scheme of it all, it's all like a show that people are watching in a theater. It's a lot like the recently released Princess Peach Showtime, where it was all taking place in a theater. We've also seen that there's other stuff that can happen in the theater, like the audience can throw stuff, or we even see this clip where the dragon straight up eats some of the audience members. It's weird, but it's a fun time.
I like it.
There's also a space in the game where there's mini games. It kind of looks a little bit like an arcade, and there's hard trials in the game. There's one called the Pit of 100 Trials, which sounds awesome.
Which sounds like a dungeon.
And also, there's the ability to unlock art galleries and access the soundtrack, which is also really cool. Although, let's be honest, we all know Nintendo will never let us upload the soundtrack.
Yeah, you'll have to boot up the game if you want to listen to it, because Nintendo's pretty possessive about their tracks. They did make them, but it's a little extreme. You know, I can understand why they wouldn't want it stolen. Obviously, any artist could, but it's too much.
I mean,
okay?
Honestly, do they really think that someone's gonna see the track on our channel and then, think we made the game or something? That's just stupid. But anyways, let's stay on topic. I'm sorry, I had to rant about that a little bit. By the way, we're looking at one of the recent trailers for the game right now, and it really sells the game. I love it. This game just looks so epic.
Yeah, when I look at that art, I look at the world and all that, it makes me curious to see it. It looks good, but I want to see more of it simply because I wanted to see how far they could get with a concept like this. I mean, the paper plane sailboat thing, that's cool. It's cool.
To wrap this one up, I should also mention that it's been a huge story that the original GameCube version of this game ran at 60 frames per second, and this one only runs at 30 frames per second. I know that's something that has upset a lot of people, and I know it's been a huge controversy, but I gotta be honest with you guys, I really don't care. I don't think it makes that much of a difference.
I grew up in a time where we didn't worry about things like that, so you want to do something good, you want to be the best you could be, good, I understand that. But it's not going to make me not get the game.
I mean, exactly. I understand that 60 frames is nice to have sometimes, especially in games that require a lightning-fast reaction time. But in a game like Paper Mario, I really don't think it matters. I'm sorry, I really don't.
It's not a deal breaker for me, say a Fatal Glitch would be.
And with that, we'll now move on to Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, or as it used to be called, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
I like the second title better.
Now, this was a game that was originally made for the 3DS, and at the time I missed out on the original release of the game. But again, I'm super happy to be playing it now on the Switch, because it looks very interesting to me. The trailer that we got a while back opens up on the mansion that the game is obviously going to be taking place in, and there's little green ghosts flying around everywhere, and they don't look very scary, but they're just full of personality, in my opinion.
I don't know what it is with this doctor guy having a ghost party, but it's interesting. And it seems whenever that moon gets destroyed, I'll save that for another time.
No, we're gonna talk about it now. Stop being a troll.
Sorry.
It seems like when the moon gets destroyed, some weird but also some cool things happen. It explodes, and there's this purple cloud that appears and envelops the place, and the ghosts start acting feral, and now we have a plot.
As if blowing off electrocution wasn't enough, whenever that ghost, with a laugh that I will remember and probably hear in my sleep, destroys a moon that looks too close to the Earth to be a moon, the ghosts all of a sudden go feral and the ghost party is over.
In all seriousness, the setup of the plot is very simple, and there's definitely some very odd stuff happening, like the moon being incredibly close to the Earth, but you know what? At the end of the day, the game looks really, really fun, and Mario's all about the charm and just the good feeling it can give to the player, and I think this is definitely achieving that. I mean, it's not a Mario game, but it's part of the Mario series. So after the ghosts start acting feral, Egad, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, decides to call on Luigi for help. And I bet Luigi's happy to get his time in the spotlight because mostly we're focusing on his brother Mario, so he's really happy to be at the center for once.
And if there was ever a character, or in this case, protagonist, that we would rely upon, it would definitely be Luigi. Luigi's always been the more cautious one, so whenever there's something dubious afoot, Luigi's just the guy for the job. And as you see in the trailer, he's sleeping on his chair, everything seems to be okay, but the music would insinuate that something really craptastic is about to go down. You know, troubles brewing, so to speak. It's really funny when you think about it.
And you know, I have the craziest theory, like, this could be happening during the events of some other Mario game. Like, it's entirely possible that Mario's out there messing with Bowser, and Luigi's here fighting ghosts.
And somehow, Egad thought it was an ideal to call upon him for help. He must know Egad. To tell you the truth, I don't really feel sorry for Egad. I mean, what did you think was going to happen if you employed ghosts to work with you and live inside your house? I mean, you really thought that was a good idea? I don't feel sorry for him.
I mean, Casper's a fairy tale. Ghosts aren't friendly.
It's like anything else, you know? You see somebody doing something stupid on the internet and you ask yourself, why? Why would they do something like that? Or in real life, even.
Also, on an unrelated note, I just want to say, Nintendo, why haven't you made a Halloween cereal for this game? Why?
Around Halloween time, we got Boo Berry, the Count Chocula, all that, but we don't have any Mario cereal.
So, like any Luigi's Mansion game, the main mechanic revolves around something called the Poltergust. With the Poltergust, you can light up areas, move objects around, or even use it to battle against enemies.
Who are you gonna call? Luigi.
Imagine Ghostbusters Mario Bros. Edition. That's basically what this game is. It's basically Ghostbusters Mario Edition. Not really, I'm just kidding. I mean, you're only...
No, you're onto something. Visualize, if you can, Dan Aykroyd in Smash Bros.
What would his final smash be?
Crystal Head Vodka?
There's a number of areas throughout the game that the ghosts will be occupying, like a former plant research lab or a clock factory. There seems to be a pretty healthy variety of environments that we can go through in the game. We won't know for sure until the game launches, but so far I like what I've seen in the trailers. Well, I mean, I guess those of you who played the original on 3DS would know. Is this a game that has good variety? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, make yourself heard. From what I see, it looks promising. I like the use of colors and the motifs that I'm seeing, especially in the Frozen level. That's really, really good. So yeah, I'm all too curious about it.
Also, I just want to say some of the ghosts in this game are just so full of charm. I mean, they are absolutely brimming with charm. Like the little dog ghost or that big spider that Luigi faces in the trailer. I love this game's style.
Yeah, I don't know if the spider's a ghost though, but Mr. Moon Destroyer's awesome.
Well, if he's not a ghost, I feel betrayed, because this is a game about ghosts. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine the kind of bug spray we would need if spiders that size were real. Additionally, we know there's going to be an online multiplayer mode, which is really exciting to hear about. You can work together to fight some ghosts, and you can get 3 or 4 characters together and make your own version of the Ghostbusters, all consisting of Luigi. Anyways, guys, we talked about 2 games today that I think a lot of Nintendo fans and just anybody that owns a Switch in general is probably excited about. In case you missed it, Paper Mario The Thousand-Year Door is coming out May the 23rd, and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is coming out June 27th. We're very excited for both of them. So let us know what you guys think of these games in the comment. Will you be getting both of these games? Only one of them? Are you skipping out on both of them? Why? We want to know what you think about it. We like having discussions with all types of gamers. And I hope you had fun watching the video, and there will be more soon. Thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe.